Green, green, green.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are here again in iRacing, in the Mazda, in the rookies, and this is my second race of the revamped career. And I've got to say guys, I am loving iRacing right now. This is the second race and it was another good, clean battle in places. Really been impressed so far with the quality of the online community. You'll see a few highlights running in the background, some of the closest racing that we had. I think I managed to finish third possibly in this one. I can't really remember. I've done quite a lot of races over the last few days and it only took me 2 races to get out of the rookie class and to get my D license just by being safe. I think the key is with iRacing, and everybody says it, but you have to be safe and you have to focus on the safety and you have to pick your battles. You can't just dive in. If there's someone in front of you that's possibly a little bit slower, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet, and if there's no safe way to get past, then you should treat it as you would in real life and you just don't try and push your way past. You have to treat your safety rating with care. If your goal is to get up the licenses, you've got no choice. You can barge and you can nudge, you can have some contact and you can have some contact that comes up with 0 incident points, but if your goal is just to get up to the sort of the B's and the C's or the A's because there's cars in there that you want to race, then you just have to not be overly concerned with where you finish. You have to still enjoy it, but you have to get your safety rating up, and that's what I've been doing. I mean, I was having a great battle with some guys in these classes, and there are times when someone's behind and I just let them go. Like sometimes you let them go.
Holding you up. You've got to find a
They
way past.
are, oops, a bit of a bump there, but they're not always the safest. I mean, I've got crew chief enabled, which is really helpful. It uses the data from the game, and sometimes it says, you know, this guy's not the cleanest driver, I think is the words he uses. A bit like that bit there. Guy was coming up behind. Crew chief says, watch out for this guy. He's not the cleanest driver, so I guess it's looking at his safety rating and his rankings. And I decided that I didn't want him to ruin my race, and my goal was to up my license. So I let him go. Sometimes they cause an accident a bit further down the line, and there's a little bit of a life lesson in there. You know, it's you control what you can control. There's no point in trying to sort of guess too much what someone else is doing. You've got to focus on what you're doing, and you know, good things will happen. So I wanted to just race my race, be competitive and close when I could, but if I think someone's driving like a bit of an idiot, you let them go, let them cause their own drama, and you come out the other side of it and wave them goodbye. So yeah, so there were some really good battles in this race, but overall I've also now started the Formula cars from scratch, so I'm really looking forward to sharing some of the races on there. But I am having an absolute blast. So we've got the Lime Rock. Lime Rock is the track for the week in the Mazdas. Like I say, I've done 2 races, got me out of rookies into the D class. Unfortunately for me, there isn't any free content this season, this week, where the Mazda rookies are running on a track that's included with the base content. So the only way for me to up that from D to C is going to be to buy a track, and I've already said that I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to wait until the next race comes around. There are races on the schedule in a couple of weeks that come around in this class where I can race this car on a track that is included, and there's plenty of times, there's plenty of opportunities to do that. What that has done though is given me an opportunity to try out the Formula cars. So there's the Ray 1600 and there's the Formula V, both quite slow but really exciting. I don't know what it is about those cars, just really encourages people to be close and safe, and the buzz that this game is giving me right now, and the quality of the racing has been superior to anything I've experienced elsewhere. So the bug for iRacing is definitely back. I don't know what else to say. There's been a couple of incidents in a couple of races. There was I did an extra Mazda race purely to up my safety rating. It wouldn't count towards the overall sort of gains for the D license races that you have to do. So you have to do a certain amount of races at D license, and you have to have your safety rating up to the right amount. So you can continue to race the rookies. It won't contribute to how many races you have to do at D, but it will. You could push your safety rating up a little bit. So I did do a third race, which I will share the recording of, because there was some action in that one. Unfortunately, a bit of action that I was mixed up in. So don't know if it was intentional, but I got pitted real bad after having a few laps of really close racing. And it happens. It's just one of those things. Again, a bit of a life lesson. What you do, you pick yourself up. You don't be too concerned about it. Try not to get angry. People make mistakes. You know, I'm going to make plenty. You can't criticise somebody else. But looking at the replay, perhaps he barged me out of the way, perhaps he didn't. Could have been a bit of netcode, could have been a bit of an internet issue. These things happen, but you know, contact happens in racing. So I think you just remember what your goal is, remember that you're trying to have fun, and you just try and forget about it and move on, really, unless someone's being completely malicious. It's going to take a lot for me to raise any sort of protest, because I haven't got time for that drama. I just want to get on with it and enjoy my racing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing some of the more dubious crash highlights with you that have happened either with me or most of the time, I've got to say, it's been away from where I'm racing. So I'm looking forward to sharing that, and I'm also looking forward to sharing the progress that's been made in the Formula cars, because that has been some of the best racing, some of the closest wheel-to-wheel action in packs of sort of 3, 4, 5 cars, real close, everybody being respectful. This is what iRacing and this is what sim racing is all about. It's been an absolute buzz. The adrenaline, sometimes just lining up on the grid, going into T1, trying to be aware of what could happen. I mean, this is what it's all about. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. So there might be a bit less content around the other games, unfortunately, but for now, I'm just going to enjoy this for what it is. The Formula Cars race at Summit Point this week, and it's the last day. It's Sunday today, so it's the last day of the season. So I've done some races yesterday and today, which I'm racing so much, I'm just not putting anything onto YouTube because I'm enjoying the racing and not making the time to do the edits and the commentary. What I have done and I have changed is, I think this footage is a little bit, I like it in VR, I really do. I think it, but not everybody is a fan, and it's a bit wobbly, and you know, it's not for everyone. So what I've tried to do, I'm going to try and mix it up. I'm going to record some in OBS live, like these races are, but I'm also going to use the replay facility and watch it back from TV cameras, watch it back from the cockpit view, perhaps watch it back from someone else's car, looking back at me, that sort of stuff, try and get a bit more creative, especially with some of the highlights. But it won't all be in VR, and it won't all be, I mean, I want everybody to experience what I see as close as possible, and the excitement you get from the side-by-side racing, and you know how it is in VR, and I think that's really important. But for some of the races, yeah, I'm going to sort of mix up the camera angles a little bit, and perhaps cut out some of the sort of less active sort of racing sections where there's not a lot going on. But just a really quick video for this, guys, just to let you know that I am out of rookies. Really pleased with that. Did it in 2 races. There's going to be lots of iRacing content, help videos. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm going to advise on what apps and what add-ons, plugins can be really good. Things like Crew Chief. Don't really know much about the overlays, so I might have a look at that. Happy to share my graphic settings. I've been able to up those a lot now that I'm not recording all my races at the same time and using the replays to record. It means there's no strain on the system using OBS, so I've been able to up my graphics settings quite considerably. So that's good, and I'm going to share my Quest 3 settings, my graphic settings, and what I do in the game to try and get the best out of my system. But as you can see, this was, you know, some really, really good close racing. Sorry about the bump there, mate, right at the end. But yeah, set your goals and stay focused. My goal in this one was to be as safe as possible and not push it. That's what we did. We got our license and we moved on. So thanks for sticking with me, guys. I have been just another sim guy. You've been amazing for sticking to the end, and I hope you support me through my iRacing journey and licenses. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.